Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. St. Andrew's South Corps awarded for dedicated service. Approximately 300 members of the St. Andrew's South Police Division will be recognized for their hard work, commitment, and dedication to service during 3 separate parades being held in the division between Thursday, December 23rd and Friday, December 24. According to a release, 8 retired officers and 3 stakeholders who continue to support the crime-fighting and community policing efforts within St. Andrew's South are among the honorees. In commending the members of the St. Andrew's South Division for their drive, acting head of the division, Superintendent of Police Damon Manderson, encouraged the law enforcers to continue their relentless efforts to protect and serve the people of Jamaica. I am excited about the St. Andrew's South team of frontline officers. They are a cut above the rest, and we continue to see this through their effort in increase in cleanup of raids, increase in the seizure of firearms and ammunition, and a decrease in all but 2 major crimes in 2021, said Superintendent Manderson. I take this opportunity to thank every member of the St. Andrew's South Division for all they accomplished, and I look forward to achieving all our targets in 2022, he added. Residents welcome return of Aroucabasa Post Office to community. The Aroucabasa Post Office on Thursday was relocated from Boscobel St. Mary to Main Road in Aroucabasa, also in the parish, a move that has been welcomed by residents. The new post office building is located beside the Aroucabasa Health Center, an advisory from the Post and Telecommunications Department of the Jamaica Post stated Wednesday. The original post office building in St. Mary Town was closed in October of 2020 due to the dilapidated state of the building. The operations were subsequently transferred to the Boscobel Post Office, leaving some residents frustrated due to the inconvenience at the time. Trust me, many of us happy that the post office has been back in town of Aroucabasa, said Winston Simmet, a resident of the seaside town who spoke with reporters. He added, many of us senior citizens, including myself, had to take taxi to access post office that was in Boscobel to access our mail and other services, so we won't have to traverse that journey, though it was short, especially in times of COVID-19. Another resident who identified herself as Ida stated that, I can only say that I am happy that the post office is back and we can easily get our mail. Good move. People's National Party PNP consultative kicker for the Aroucabasa Division, Roman Henry, also welcomed the return of the postal services to the town. The residents of Aroucabasa, especially the elderly, were badly in need of this, he wrote on Facebook. For its part, Jamaica Post said that the relocation of the Aroucabasa Post Office will provide customers in Aroucabasa community and the surrounding environs with greater convenience in accessing the services of the post office. Customers will be able to transact business at the new location from Mondays to Fridays between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Jamaica on list of CARICOM nations expected to fall short of year-end vaccination goal. Jamaica is included in a list of 5 Caribbean countries that may not meet the goal of having 40% of their populations vaccinated against COVID-19 according to the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. PAHO said on Wednesday that whilst its projections are that most countries in the region will have reached or surpassed the WHO target of vaccinating 40% of their eligible populations by the end of 2021, the current estimates are that Haiti, Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Guatemala, St. Lucia and Grenada may not attain that 40% coverage goal. To date, about 57.3% of the population in Latin America and the Caribbean has completed their COVID-19 vaccination schedule. Over 868 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in Latin America and the Caribbean. Meantime, PAHO said, the region of the Americas has now surpassed 100 million cases of COVID-19. In the Caribbean, the PAHO analysis showed cases increased by 16%. Trinidad and Tobago, which has confirmed cases of Omicron variant of the COVID-19 virus, continues to report an increase in cases, and while Barbados and the Cayman Islands have reported large number of cases, these are now decreasing, PAHO stated. The Omicron variant has now been reported in at least 19 countries and territories of the Americas, including Bermuda, Cayman Islands, Guatemala, St. Martin, and Trinidad and Tobago. PAHO said it continues to recommend vaccination and public health measures to reduce the risk of exposure to COVID-19 and halt the transmission of the virus. These include wearing masks, maintaining physical distance from others, frequent hand washing, and avoiding crowded spaces, especially indoors. These measures are effective against all variants, including Omicron, PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Estini said recently. Countries should sustain their public health measures to limit transmission of the virus and adjust them accordingly to local transmission risk. St. Catherine man charged with murder in Trelawney. 33-year-old Kemar Palmer, a haulage contractor of Portsmouth in Portmore, St. Catherine, has been charged with murder following the killing of 59-year-old Eroy Davey, otherwise called Prof and Lonely, a taxi operator and businessman in Arthur Spring in Trelawney. According to reports from the Falmouth Police, Davey was outside his shop in Alves Trelawney with a patron at about 7:30 p.m. on Friday, November 19, when a man, posing as a customer, approached them and ordered some items. Davey went to assist the customer when explosions were heard. The police was summoned, and Davis was found with gunshot wounds to the head. Palmer, who was in custody for another incident, was later charged after a statement was collected. Gunman mobbed, chopped after shooting incident in St. Mary. A man who shot and wounded another during a dispute in Harmony Hall, St. Mary on Thursday, is in police custody at hospital after he was attacked by an angry mob. An illegal firearm, which is believed to have been used in the shooting, was also recovered by the police from the scene. Reports reaching reporters are that sometime after 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., two men became involved in a dispute during which one of them shot the other. Residents then intervened and chopped the alleged shooter, who dropped the firearm, fleeing the scene on foot. The police were alerted, and the man who had been earlier shot was assisted to hospital. His condition remains unknown at this time. Meanwhile, the alleged shooter turned up at hospital, where he was taken into custody. His condition is considered serious but stable, a police source reported. Ex-inmate in Christmas Dreamland.
So what were you locked up for? What happened?
Simple as thing.
What exactly took place though?
With my brother-in-law, he just say, if I come to him at his house here, Arms, to play a song. And then he said, I could sleep over and come back with the arms the other day, call the 99. And then police pull me down on the highway and he tell me say I have to own 2 walker back. And I tell him no, I not own it. So we lock up and they are jail and sitting. Then he still attempt to own him because I can't take care of him around jail and he can take care of him around jail. So after that when I court, got court, around 2 to 3 years out of going to court. Then they charged me 300,000 fine. And my family couldn't pay it.
So when you were in prison, what was it like? What was the experience like?
Rough.
Explain some more for me. You say rough, what you mean?
When I go catch our water, do anything, man did it to provoke you to make you do more things. Yeah.
So they bullied you?
Yes, sir. But me was humble, same way. And for me, nobody not do me nothing, that's alright. You see it? So me did there and just go and pray till my sentence run off. And I did there and can't wait for come out. And I tell her, just Father God, I tell her. And I did there and I pray how much 100 man they are prison. And I my name, lucky for come up on the list. So I say, happy Father God.
So how did Food for the Poor get in contact with you now?
I don't know, sir. It just blessed me.
So when they told you that Food for the Poor will be paying for your fine, right?
Yes,
which is
sir.
what, $300,000?
About that, yes, sir.
How did you feel?
I feel so happy, sir. I'm a check, sir, a wrong name call, sir. I did it a fret. I said, do Father God make a really my name. Thank God. And then after me say me I go home, I just can't believe. I check say I dream, I dream.
So,
It's a big part I got to wake up out of your dream though.
so when you were exiting, what was it feel? What was the feeling like when you were leaving the place?
Leaving the place. I said I can't wait to come out. It turned full. All 4 or 5 times I lift up the back to go through the gate and then I tell me say, I'm not time it to go. Confused.
I say I can't believe it. When I'm bridging call until we say some people pay and fine. I wonder who pay and fine. I said to my daughter, almost Jesus pay that the fine come. I don't know if nobody if you go pay so much money for you at my time. You know? God bless. Every night I go down on my knee and I pray. If Judge send somebody, and here it is. Who could it be?
When the judge ruled that he should be imprisoned, how did you feel at that time?
My heart come out my mouth. I couldn't believe. But I know say Judge not let me down. I still say God same way. I don't blaspheme. I don't say God will.
I feel excited, I really feel happy because I build my house and I know I get the full help from him. But I can't do right now because I don't have the money, so I'm kind of excited for know saying there because it did a cost me to visit him and all them something. So I'm happy because when he come out, I couldn't believe when I get the call saying him there road. I'm like excited, I'm happy, you know, because I couldn't take his stress. I just me alone I feel run up and down and I have to work for my house. I not get no time, so I'm happy.
Feeling happy that my son is released from prison. So happy, can't even explain, words to explain. Because the reason why I'm happy, I'm just happy all the while because when he got to prison, my house stopped. I couldn't work for it. If you know saying come, we get happy, we get a chance to come pipe up. And everybody happy, the whole family happy.
What kind of help you want from Food for the Poor?
One little house to go on, get a start in a life.
Call for Samuda. Stakeholders in Western Jamaica are clamoring for Senator Matty Samuda to be promoted to the national security portfolio, replacing his boss, Dr. Horace Strang, amid a soaring murder rate island-wide. The call came after Prime Minister Holness, in an interview, said that he would bring changes to his cabinet in the next year. But moving Chang, the Deputy Prime Minister, may be a source of embarrassment for the government because he is a political stalwart and General Secretary of the ruling Jamaica Labour Party JLP. He definitely has to be replaced from the national security post, but where to put him is another challenge, said Lloyd B. Simate, a St. James publisher and former parliamentarian. The Holness administration has come under pressure for its management of violent crime and a number of scandals that have seen 5 ministers being reassigned or quitting over the last 3 years. Commentators have called for a more commanding voice in the education and a return of Favour Williams to the Minister of Science, Energy and Technology. There seems to be a general consensus outside the JLP that Transport and Mining Minister Robert Montague should go, and I think Mr. Holness may heed public pressure and relieve him of his portfolio, publisher and former parliamentarian Lloyd B. Simit said on Thursday. The problem with that is that Mr. Montague is also the chairman of the party, and so I don't see him being shuffled out of the cabinet, especially against the background of a local government election on the horizon. In October, Montague was forced to dissolve the boards of the Airports Authority of Jamaica and Norman Manley International Airport in the wake of a glaring revelation that AAG had made a $450 million stock purchase in the St. Lucia-registered firm First Rock. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark later revealed in Parliament that the entities broke the law in their first and 2 investments because they did not get his ministry's permission. Montague has since announced the dissolution of the board of Clarendon Alumna Production, which has been removed from his oversight amid growing controversy over a series of contracts given to CCA Capital Partners. Simit believes that Juliet Holness, St. Andrew East Rural Member of Parliament and wife of the Prime Minister, is the ideal choice to replace the party chairman. She is a powerful woman. She is someone who seems to get the job done. I don't buy the argument that because she is the PM's wife, she should not be given a ministerial portfolio, he said. Simit also wants the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information to be separated and for Robert Marcon, the State Minister, to become a full minister in charge of Youth and Information, with Chang taking on education. However, Bishop O'Neill Russell, pastor of Ark of the Covenant Holy Trinity Church in Westmoreland, does not agree with Chang being shifted to Education Ministry because he believes that the portfolio requires a higher level of enthusiasm. In education, where Favor Williams is, we need a lot of energy. It needs a minister who is more vocal and decisive, Russell noted. His preference is for Darrell Voss to be shifted from science, energy, and technology to education. Russell, like Simit, is demanding that a new man take the helm of the national security portfolio. Young Matthew Samodo is doing a good job, and I believe he is even more forceful than Chang. I believe that if he is appointed Minister of National Security, he will do a good job, the pastor said. Simit also believes that Homer Davis, as State Minister and former Mayor of Montego Bay, would be a top performer heading the Agricultural Ministry, as he does not see a return of the portfolio for Floyd Green. Audley Shaw is the incumbent there. Simit wants Holness to cement Samoda's influence by finding a safe seat in the lower house in which to parachute him in the same place he brokered an agreement for the tampering of Dr. Nigel Clark for the St. Andrew Northwest constituency. Labour and Social Security Minister Carl Samoda should also go, said Simit, and be replaced by Junior Minister Xavier Main. He also wants to see Favor Williams reassigned to the Industry and Commerce Ministry. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.